Welcome to The Beat, a news and talk program brought to you by the Center of Community Media here at Worcester State University. I'm your host, Chris Halvorsen, and today we will be interviewing WSU Sports Information Director, Krystyanna Ramsdell. Krystyanna, thank you so much for being here with us today.
No, it's a pleasure. It's my pleasure to be here.
So just to start this off, could you explain your role as the Sports Information Director here at Worcester State?
So Sports Information Director, especially here at Worcester State, or pretty much many D3 programs, is kind of a multi-headed function where I'm at pretty much almost every home game, statting games, watching games, taking pictures, writing releases, kind of have my fingers in my hands in kind of every aspect of the program outside of coaching them. I do not know all of those sports, but at least when it comes to the social media and the marketing side of it, I have active involvement with all of the teams. If you were to go up different levels, D2, D1, that would kind of change and fluctuate in the Sports Information Director role.
Oh, okay. So what is it that made you want to become the Sports Information Director?
Honestly, so I went to school, I was actually a history and politics major, so, loved all of the kind of nuances of dealing with the political structure, archive stats, everything like that. But very, very quickly learned I did not want to spend my entire life in DC, and that's where I went to school. So I decided to come back home, broaden my horizon. I actually went and got my master's at Northeastern in sports leadership, realizing I loved coaching, I loved working with kids, I loved athletics. After getting my master's at Northeastern, I actually was an NCAA intern and went down and lived in Virginia for 4 years. I worked as the assistant to the athletic director and within the student well-being and success area. After that, I actually moved back up to Boston, be closer to family. Love New England, just can't quite shake it out of my bones on that one. Once back here, I was actually an assistant athletic director before stepping away and working in the private sector for a little while. And as we all can imagine, lovely 2020 hit, kind of shook up some things in the world, kind of refocused, reshifted priorities, and I wanted to get back into athletics. And I'd already had a really great relationship with everybody in the Worcester State Athletic Department, and things more or less aligned that the opportunity arose for me to join the Worcester State Athletic staff as a sports information director. And I was gung-ho to get back into athletics and get my foot kind of back in the door, and rolled right back into the position. And as much as I was trained, not trained in the communications side, it was definitely, the first year was adjusting to the role and kind of taking what I had seen in the past and adapting it to what would be feasible for me.
Awesome, thank you. And then, so what sets apart Worcester State Athletics from other athletic departments in the area?
I think it's the passion, it's the drive of everybody that's within the department, be it our student athletes, be it our staff, or just the campus community as a whole. We are all devoted and dedicated to seeing Worcester State succeed in whatever fashion or whatever goal it may be in that moment. And whether that comes to, personal sacrifices and coming in on weekends, or, just wanting to promote the cause, Facebook, social media, anything like that. We're very actively involved in what's going on in both our student athlete and the community as a whole. And I think that really makes us stand apart from a lot of other institutions that, they might be a silo, they might be kind of something that's separated off that a lot of people might not even be aware of.
Yeah, definitely. And then, so what were some of the most notable successes we've had here in the 2023-2024 season?
There has definitely been a number of them. Not saying that last year wasn't equally as successful, but we actually had our first MASCAC field hockey championship. We've had other field hockey championships in the past, but this was actually our first year of the team being a MASCAC conference team. So we won the inaugural season of that. We also had a number of player of the years, CSC all academic, all regions, which was huge for us both athletically and academically. Rolling back right on over into our winter, we won our second men's basketball MASCAC championship in a row, which is huge and exciting, especially since last time we hadn't won it hadn't been from the 90s. Our women's ice hockey team were three-peat champions in their ECHA conference, and starting next year, they are actually going to be enfolded into the MASCAC conference as a full-fledged MASCAC team. So gives them a little bit more of a grounding. The hope is, within the next 4 years, they will get that automatic bid into the NCAA tournament to really kind of shine and highlight their continued success and championships in the 3 years that they've been a program here. And now we're just kind of looking at our spring season, and tonight we have women's lacrosse going on. They're hosting their quarterfinal game against Salem State at 6 o'clock. Softball and baseball are wrapping up their season, and softball is still in the hunt for that #1 seed. So we're kind of just waiting to see what's going to shake out over the coming weekends.
Awesome. It sounds like it's been a pretty good year.
Yeah, it's been fun. We've had some good player of the year, some good rookies of the week, rookie of the year. So it's been an exciting season for us.
Awesome. And then what are some things that some non-athletic kids could do to get involved in the athletics department here at Worcester State?
Yeah, so essentially within my department, we are always offering internships as well as within our student success and student well-being side. We actually just started branching out within the finance and business department and getting interns for the finance and business department that, you can have a full-fledged knowledge of athletics or still be kind of relatively unknown and just want to kind of step your fingers into it, see what the program is like, see what athletics is like, and is it something you'd be interested in. We also have within our recreation and wellness, being able to work in the wellness center as a part-time employee or as a work study. So we have multiple different avenues that anybody could step in, but we're always happy to take volunteers, interns in really any capacity.
Awesome. And then what are some of the facilities that the student athletes are able to use, and are there any plans for expansions upon those facilities in the future?
Yeah, so currently we have a number of different facilities that our student athletes can use. As most of the rest of the student population, we have our fitness center that they actually use regularly as teams or as individuals, as well as both our competition gym, which is open both to the community and our teams for shoot-arounds and open rec and anything like that, as well as our multi-purpose gym all within there. We do have batting cages that our varsity athletes tend to use, for baseball, softball, if lacrosse wants to throw around, field hockey wants to hit. Our basic locker room set up, Coughlin Field, Kevin Lyons, the Ralph Diamond for baseball and softball. Got to take a little bit of a trek, but we could also make it to the Worcester Ice Center. We have locker rooms there specifically for our men's team and our men's team and our women's team at the ice hockey rink. So we have a multitude of different kind of facilities and facets that our athletes as well as student athletes and students can use as a whole. Right now, when it comes to expansion, we all have these dreams and these ideas of what we want to see coming, and so now it's really just looking at the 5 and 10 year plan of how can we best utilize our space and see how we can kind of adapt the Rec and Wellness Center, especially now that it's closing in on that 10 to 15 years within our 5-10 year plan of it being in existence. How can we now keep it growing, keep it updating and expanding?
Yeah, definitely. And then one final question for you. Mm-hmm. If there are any students or anyone who wants to get involved in the athletic department, what are some advice you would give them?
Honestly, just reach out. Reach out, get involved. If you have a specific department that say you're in communications, I would recommend reach out to me. If you have a passion for business or event management, reaching out to, Dean or John, but coming in, reaching out, contacting. We'd all be more than welcome and more than happy to put you in contact with the best person that is going to be able to assist you and facilitate you in whatever it is you ultimately want to get some experience in. But honestly, the first step is just reaching out, letting us know. As if we don't know or we're not aware, we're not able to assist you. But if you let us know, we'd be happy to make something work.
Awesome. And Chris, thank you so much for being here again today. It's been awesome.
Thank you. Thank you for
having
having
me.
me.
You gave us a lot of info. Thank you for watching this segment of The Beat. Please remember to follow us on social media, and we will see you next time.